Today's first visitor is Justine Loveday. She's brought a cherished yet perished piece for the Midas touch of jeweller Richard Talman.
Hello there.
Hi.
Welcome to the barn.
Thank you.
No big box or bag or big bit of furniture. What did you bring in?
Tiny little box with the most beautiful ring I've ever seen.
Oh, look at that. I'll say yes. Thank you, I'll take it. That is such... Oh, my gosh.
Yes, it was my mother's ring. She had it bought for her 18th birthday. Growing up, every time she put it on, I just thought it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. So I said to her, please, can you keep it as my future engagement ring? So 5 years ago, my husband took me to Venice. He got down on one knee and proposed. I was just gobsmacked that he'd got the ring and kind of had it resized, and it was my mum's ring.
Lovely. What's your mum's name?
Rebecca. She sadly is no longer with us.
Oh, no.
She went through a long cancer diagnosis and kind of treatment. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. She got to walk me down the aisle, and it was a very special day having her there. We got married in the July and she passed away in the October, so...
So the ring is incredibly important, then?
It is.
So what exactly is wrong with it?
The diamond in the middle wobbles around, and obviously where it's been so loved and well worn, the band is really thin and it's no longer a ring shape anymore.
May I have a look, Justine?
Yeah, of course.
That band is really thin.
I know.
Oh, yes, indeed.
What kind of metal is that?
Feels like platinum. Very traditional ring. Beautiful.
So why have you decided to have this fixed now?
The plan is to be able to wear it again, because obviously it got damaged and is basically unwearable, because if I wear it, that diamond will eventually come out, yes.
So if Richard can fix this for you, do you think it will feel like your mum's sort of
100%.
with you a lot more?
Yeah, I feel so naked and lost without it. If I think of my mum, I'll go to kind of feel the ring and it's not there.
Yeah.
And that obviously makes my heart just drop, so having it on my finger just feel like my mum's with me at all times, so...
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming down. It's been lovely to hear about your wonderful ring and your wonderful mum as well. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much.
Cheers, bye-bye.
Take care, Justine. Well, I have seen many rings in need of a repair, but this diamond really is hanging in by the skin of its teeth, and it's worn away badly at the back here. I'm going to need to replace the back portion of this ring. This is called half shanking, but more importantly, I need to address the claws that should be holding in the stone from this side. One of them has gone completely. First thing I'm going to do is give this ring a little clean in the ultrasonic, and then I can turn my attention to the claws.
Chris, do you mind coming over?
Of course.
Got something you're going to like. Surprises.
Ramesh Bhatt and his daughter Kavita have travelled from London with a rare treasure that's set to beguile bibliophile Chris Shaw.
Hi, welcome.
Hi, thank you.
What a beautiful old book. Who does it belong to?
Well, I inherited it from my godmother, Margot.
What is it? I mean, I love the size. That's what I've... yeah.
This is a very old book on human anatomy, with drawings of a dissected body, really, and body parts. It's fully annotated in pencil. Yeah,
nice. Yeah. Goodness me. Oh, I see. It's all...
It was published 250 years ago.
Oh, wow. How come you've got it?
I'm a GP.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
As am I.
Oh, two doctors.
Yeah.
Really? I've got a knee problem.
Well, we can look up here.
Yeah, exactly. So, all these marks, the pencil marks, do you know who made them?
No, we don't. We'd dearly love to know.
It's doctor's writing, you can't understand it.
That's so true.
We've heard that before, yeah.
Yes. I knew somebody would come to that.
Yeah, so how did this book come into your possession? It's a really old book, so how...
Well, I was born and brought up in Uganda, and things were not particularly stable in Uganda. My father had the foresight to say, you know, I don't think you've got a future here. My dad said the best place for you to go for further education is UK. I was quite young when I came, 17, 18. The plan was to go back, but literally in the year that I went to medical school, the doors shut behind us in Uganda.
And your family, did they get out?
Yeah, my dad sadly got thrown out of Uganda. Yeah, he had to leave in a hurry. So I couldn't go back. It was highly dangerous.
Yeah.
Well, it must have been a scary and difficult decision, though, to just up sticks and come to a completely different country where you didn't know anybody.
It was a bit difficult at first because, you know, having come from a foreign country. But, you know, yeah, I got to know a few people, and my best friend in the end was Roger. And he was very helpful, very supportive, very friendly. And Roger said to me, come around for a meal. And I met Roger's mum, Margot. And when she found out that I didn't have my family here, she immediately said, right, from today onwards, this is your home, and I'm your mummy number 2. And she never defaulted on that, and she became my godmother.
So she's like this pivotal person.
I think without her, your life would be quite different now.
Very different, very different, yeah. That's why it means so much.
I mean, I could see.
Yeah.
Did Margot have very many nice books?
So Margot was a thespian, you know. She loved reading, she loved books, and one of the inspiration I have is her always talking about books and read, you know, how important it was to read.
Kavita, what does this book mean to you?
Well, I mean, I think for us as a family, it means a huge amount, the fact that it came into my dad's possession from Margot. I got to know Margot a little bit when I was younger, and the fact that it came from that part of the family, it would just be great for all of us to see it restored. The spine is
literally come off completely.
Exactly. There's a few loose pages at the back here, so it would just be great to see it restored.
It'll enhance the connections, various connections.
I'm pleased to say it's in the right place, so...
Yeah.
Leave it with us. Thank you so much. It's been lovely meeting you both.
Yeah, you too. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What an amazing story and what an amazing book. It obviously has huge emotional significance to them, and it needs to be repaired so that it reflects and sort of complements the huge affection that they have for Margot. There's a long list I've got to do to this patient. The main damage has gone to the binding. I've got to mend the pages, take the cloth out, sort the boards, reattach them, cover them, put a new spine on, and then finally tool it. There's a mountain to climb, but to start with, I need to remove this cloth so I can start mending the corners. I will be able to save this bit of cloth. I think it just gives the history of the book.
Diamond geezer Richard is leaving no stone unturned as he strives to secure the wobbly gem on the engagement ring.
I'm going to have to fix the new claw on in a slightly different way to normal. Usually we'd use gas solder on gold or silver, but because platinum melts at almost double the temperature, like nearly 1800 degrees, it would completely burn the diamonds. So for that, I'm going to have to use a laser welder, which is going to localise the repair and give no risk whatsoever to the diamonds by heat. The process of welding a piece of metal together is very, very different to solder. Solder will actually flood through like water in between the area and the gap, whereas we can't do that on the laser welder. What I've got to do is start from the bottom and then backfill it. So I do that by taking some very, very fine pieces of platinum, and I'm laying that on the edge, firing the laser beam, and it's building it up in layers. Really are using the absolute tiniest amounts to do this. The laser beam is so fine. It's about 0.2 millimetres. The microscope is about 20 times. So to me, the claw looks like a scaffold bar that I'm welding onto the side. Absolutely incredible. It's just like having a bionic set of eyes. Wish I could work like this all the time. So now I've just laser retipped all of the claws. There is one that's obviously very odd, and that's the one that I built up from a thicker wire. So at the moment, I've got a very heavyweight round bar serving as the claw. So I need to file that back. It looks like a tiny little ball to match the size of all of the others. Part of the obvious pleasure of repairing and restoring any piece of jewellery is that more often than not, it's always got such a wonderful sentiment attached to it. But the good thing about working on a diamond is there's pretty much nothing that can damage it. The hardness of this steel on this file is considerably less than the hardness of the diamond. So, if anything, I've got to be careful not to hit the diamond with my file because it blunts my file. So now I've got the claws all to the correct size, shape and structure. I need to turn my attention to the back part of the band here. It's worn away, so it's very thin. I'm keen to remove all of the offending part here by cutting it with a saw frame, and then I'm going to take a new fresh piece of platinum, which is exactly the same grade as the rest of the ring, and I'm going to solder that in. Platinum is an absolutely beautiful material to work with. It's a harder wearing metal, but it is actually quite malleable. It's actually quite soft in relation to some of the other metals. Yeah, it's my favourite metal to work with by a long way. Now, I need to take this piece of platinum and I need to mill this to exactly the same dimensions as the rest of the band and then put it in. So now I've just got to solder this new piece of platinum into the back of the ring. As soon as I get this sharp blue flame on the solder joint, it's going to heat up to almost like a bright white, and it's at that point the solder will melt, and I've immediately got to pull the flame off. If I leave that flame on there for even half a second longer, the rest of the ring will melt. One side gone, and there's the other. That's the risky part over. That's soldered perfectly. So now it's just time to clean that up, and it's one step closer to being back on Justine's finger.
Next, Harriet Buck from Scarborough is hoping for a hat trick, courtesy of J.H. Bagella.
Hi, welcome to the barn. How's it going?
I'm good, thanks. Are you?
Good. I'm Dom. Nice to meet you. What have you brought in?
I've brought my granddad's railway hats.
Wow. Was that his career, or?
Yes, so he was on the railway as a job.
How long did he work on the railways?
All his life. So he was born in 1932 and started off as an apprentice, working the tracks, signals, and then became the station master at Scarborough Station. And then when he retired, early 90s, he volunteered on the North Yorkshire Mills Railway, which is where this hat's from.
So what is that?
The North Yorkshire Moors Railway is now a huge tourist attraction where you can go on and have afternoon tea or just ride as a passenger between Pickering and then several stops in the North Yorkshire Moors. One of the stations is Gothland, which is also known as Hogsmeade in Harry Potter films.
Potter?
Yes.
This what the station?
The station, yeah. He was the fireman, so he was the one that put the coal into the into the fire to make the steam, to make the train go.
So he worked on a proper steam train?
Proper steam train, yeah.
With the proper hat?
With the proper hat. Yeah.
A career of trains and locomotives?
Loved trains. In his house, he'd have pictures of trains. He also had like a radio receiver, so he'd be able to pick up snippets of what was happening on the railway lines.
Even whilst he's at home?
Even whilst he was at home. Yeah.
That's passion, definitely.
Absolutely. And then when he passed, his ashes were scattered on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway.
Oh, bless.
So.
What was Grandad's name?
Grandad's name was Eric, but he was known as Grandad Train.
Grandad Train.
Grandad Train.
Makes sense.
We used to say to my dad, can we go see Grandad Train? We'd go see him at Scarborough Station, we'd sit in his office, but he'd also let me and my sister blow the whistle to make the train go, to signal it was ready to go.
Wow. Oh, I love it.
He'd always pick us up, we'd wave the flag, and blow the whistle.
How exciting.
Yeah, but we never did it loud enough, so we always had to do it again.
How old were you at this point?
About 5 or 6.
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah. On my way down here, catching the train, I stood in the very spot that I used to stand with him to blow the whistle.
Wow.
From that same station?
Yeah, nice moment.
That's with his hat?
With his hat, yeah. And now I've got children who love trains. It'd be lovely to carry that story on and reignite those memories.
Yeah.
It's just my childhood.
It looks terrific.
Yeah. He did have to rip the back to fit it on his head.
Oh, you're kidding. How far would you like JS to go with the repairs?
I definitely want it cleaning up.
OK.
I'd love it just to look like a hat again. It's a bit floppy, a bit flat.
When you used to see your granddad wearing it, structurally, how was it?
You definitely would be able to see that bit, yeah.
So you can see the badges, obviously, yeah. Well, I'm so glad that you've still got his hat, because it really does symbolise a lifetime of passion, doesn't it? So.
It does. If I think of my granddad, I think of the trains.
Oh. Thank you. Well, leave it with us. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Absolute pleasure.
See you
Take care. Bye-bye. In terms of a peaked cap, I have worked on a few, but never, ever on a railway hat. There's a lot I need to do. There's a bond structure missing from the cap. So what I'm going to do is reintroduce that and make the cap stand proud. On this part of the hat, this has been deliberately done, which is a cut to make the hat bigger. As I want to retain this, I'm going to tidy this up to prevent further damage, to prolong the life of the hat. The very challenging thing is to make it clean as possible. There has been a growth of mould and fungus. Equally, there's a deposit of coal everywhere. Before I commence the cleaning, what I'm going to do is remove all the loose trimmings, the badges, and the band here. This is going to be slightly tricky because the leather has gone really dry and it's crispy. So any sort of unnecessary pressure will damage the leather, and that's the last thing I want to do. So here we go. There we go, it's coming away, and magic.
On Chrissy's bench, life-saving surgery on the antique anatomy book is underway.
So I've removed all the original cloth sides and removed the last bit of the original leather. The style of the binding is called a half leather. So you've got leather corners, leather spine, and this is cloth. This is an original cloth sides, and I want to save as much as practically possible. And that's just about all there. It's only the corners and the odd edge that needs some attention. You can see where it's been bumped. And to tackle that, I'm just going to introduce some paste, and then I'm going to wrap it with some Japanese tissue. I'm using paste so it makes it more malleable. I'm sort of using my fingers to sort of squash it into a sort of a general shape. And with the excess, I can then smooth it over. So this Japanese tissue is exceptionally strong. Rather like me, I'm short, but I've got immense tensile strength, and this is what the Japanese tissue's like. And so what it's doing is it's going to dry and contract and make this go nice and hard. So I just need to work my way around both boards and then cover it in some leather. While the leather corners and everything on the boards is drying, I'm turning my attention to the paper. And it is ironic that when I was discussing my knee problem with Ramesh and Kavita, that the page, I mean, what's the chances? The one page that has got a tear is the knee page. But the tear really hasn't affected the illustration at all, which is good. So I'm using some heat-sensitive Japanese tissue. This is a sort of heated spatula, and that reacts with the Japanese tissue, which is heat activated, and that makes it stick. So that's tacked into place. That all feels like it's married up and smooth. And I'm almost at the point of joining on the boards to the book, and that's an exciting bit. I'm at last at the point of joining the boards back on. And this is the hemp that's then going to attach the boards to the book itself. So these holes correspond, and I've made a little dip I've cut out of the board. So that little mound is going to get knocked back down, and that's going to seal the hemp in the board. And you can see it's basically almost like tying this type of shoelace, is that you go in there and then back through that hole. There, it's peeking out. So you can see the board is good and proper. So that's sealing the hole down again, and so then sandwiches the hemp. This technique of lacing on boards and sewing on hemp is centuries old. So the binder who bound this book used the same techniques that I am using now, 2 centuries later. So all now I need to do is put a new spine on it.
With the diamond ring now repaired and secure enough to wear, Richard can focus on bringing the bling back.
So I've now got to spend a little bit of time filing up the back for a couple of grades of polish to make sure that this gets a mirrored finish. We're just removing the most minuscule pieces with each file stroke, checking it each time, make sure that it blends in perfectly. Now I'm just going to go over the final stages of sandpaper here. I'm sandpapering in the opposite direction to the direction I filed, and this is always important as it ensures the grain of the metal is perfect And once I get this ring perfectly polished, it'll be ready to hand back over to Justine. It is a great honour and a privilege for me to be able to be entrusted to doing this very, very special ring for her.
You ready, Rich?
I'm ready.
This ring holds cherished memories of both a much-missed mother and a romantic proposal.
Perfect.
Desperate to wear the precious piece once again, Justine.
Hello. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
All right.
Welcome back.
Thanks. Wow, excited to be back.
Are you? And what are you hoping for?
Just for it to be restored back to how it was, yeah, when my husband proposed and when my mum gifted it to me.
Yeah. Rich?
Yes.
Can you do the honours?
I'd love to.
Oh my God! Wow! Oh my God, can I pick it up?
Of course it's yours.
I'm literally shaking.
Oh, bless you, I can see that.
So beautiful. Look how clean it is as well. Thank you. Oh my goodness, those claws as well, they're so sturdy, aren't they? No wobbly diamond anymore.
No wobbly.
Oh wow. And that band as well. Oh wow. And it fits perfectly. Oh, look at that. It's been so long without it, like, it just have not felt complete. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
But this is more than just an engagement ring, really, isn't it?
It is.
It has...
Lots of memories, yeah, of my mum.
Okay.
Literally just looks how it did when my mum used to wear it. This was probably how it looked when she was gifted it.
Yeah.
It was such a well-loved ring and well-worn that I think she'd just be so impressed. I honestly can't stop looking at it. It's like a brand new ring. It's even more beautiful than it was.
It's been a great pleasure. I know how much it meant to you.
Thank you for bringing it in.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Looking at it on my finger, I just instantly see my mum's beautiful face and just feels like I've just got her back with me again. And just, it's nice to know that she'll be with me wherever I go.
It's full steam ahead on Jayesh's repair of the soot-ridden railwayman's hat.
There are quite a few materials used in the cap. One is cotton, which is the side of it. The peak is muslin with shellac, which gives it a structure. And the outer covering is polymer synthetic covering, and the sweatband is leather. And considering all those different surfaces, at some point I will have to introduce a sort of a wet liquid surface clean. So the first approach that I am doing here is dry cleaning. It will help lift the dirt. The toothbrush is working very effectively, and what I've done is I've trimmed the bristles. The shorter bristles become slightly more abrasive, and it sort of lifts the dirt out with little effort. So my next plan is to introduce a wet clean, and that doesn't mean I'm going to be putting this cap into the water. The approach is I've got mild soapy solution, and I'm going to work the top surface to a point where I get this surface clean. A peat cap like this normally should be standing proud like so. In order for me to raise the crown, I'm going to introduce a boning structure which will go inside the cap, and it sits in the middle behind the sweatband. So the bottom is straight and gives me that sturdy base, and the top is rounded in perfect harmony with the curves of the cap. I have inherited my father's cap, which he wore at his wedding, and it brings back so many memories just by handling it. So I can completely understand how Harriet feels about this railway hat, which her grandfather wore. Now that the shape is ready, I'm going to place it inside the cap directly behind the sweatband, perfectly in the center. There we are. The shape of the boning structure is spot on. The cap will be sitting proud the way envisaged. I am going to turn my attention to the slit done by Harriet's grandfather. That made the cap bigger. My hatter's instinct tells me to literally get my sewing machine out, repair this and conceal it completely. But that is not intention. So what I'm going to do is stitch the cut edge onto the backing fabric so it's fully secure, still visible where the slit is to keep the character of the cap. So here I'm doing a straight stitch, but also doing a backlog. So just in case, if the thread snapped, the whole thread won't come away. So I've still got a bit more stitching to do to tidy up as much as I can. And then I'm going to steam the cap and shape it.
The book of vintage vivisections has been rebound, preserving its unique contents for posterity. All that remains is one last cosmetic procedure.
So I'm at the point of gold tool in the spine. The only reference I've got is what Ramesh luckily has saved and was in the book, and that tells me that it was tooled on the spine and the author, which I know is Lizars. So I have marked out all the lettering on these paper plates. I'm going to tool through that with some hot tools, and that will give me a blind impression on this leather. So these are brass tools, and the heat gets transferred onto the leather, leaving a sort of an impression of where the gold has to go. I think it does suit the book. And all the edges of the book are red. I thought, carry the theme through, red label. I'm really pleased. It feels like it's all coming together, so what a book to hand back to Ramesh and Kavita to remember Margot by. And I know how much it all means to them, and it's so important that the memories of Margot is kept alive, and what an item to have to remember her by.
As a 17-year-old living alone in a new country, future Dr. Ramesh was welcomed into a warm and generous family, Roger and his mum Margot. The book is a precious reminder of all they did for him, and he's returned with daughter Kavita, who also became a doctor.
Hello.
Hey.
Come on in, come on. How you both doing?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah, excited.
And hopefully you've done something to it to make it
yes.
usable.
My diagnosis, it needed serious operation. It did.
He's been waiting all week to say that.
He's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it was in such a delicate state, really.
Yes.
Very, very fragile.
Yeah.
So you both ready?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, definitely.
Go on, Chris, do the honours.
Oh my gosh. That's...
Oh, Chris.
almost don't recognise it. That's unbelievable.
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's really beautiful.
You
Look at the
maintain
spine.
the period look.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Gosh.
That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you so much. Wow. Gosh, I'm nervous to open it, but because that's kind of the feeling that we're so used to. Wow. See, that is...
Look at the stars there.
I don't know how you did
Chris,
that.
fantastic. Absolutely incredible.
Yes.
Gosh. Yeah.
Such a handsome book.
Thank you so much.
And I
Thank
hope
you.
it's an amazing tribute that you could, from Margot. And
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So now you see the book in its current condition, what does it mean to you guys?
My family were thrown out of Uganda,
Yeah.
and it was quite precipitous. So people would talk about, you know, this has been in the loft for years and whatever.
Yeah.
We have, in that sense, an empty loft, because all our possessions just never came with us.
Yeah.
So this is symbolically, this provides a degree of continuity with my second mum. So I can pass on to Kavitha something that I never got from my parents for those reasons. You've restored a very important object in our lives, really. You know, you'll be remembered like,
Oh, definitely.
like all the other people surrounding this book, really.
it's a real honour. I love that thought.
Yeah, I know you do.
I know.
You made up, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Well, it's yours now. It's yours to take home.
weight of responsibility.
It's all right, don't worry.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
You take care now.
Bye-bye.
Both of you.
Oh, it feels wonderful and quite emotional, and it's just all the memories come flooding back about you know, the family, really.
I just think of all the people that have had it before. We're really looking forward to showing it to Roger especially, and I think that book deserves to be shared, not sort of sit on the bookshelf at home, really.
Hatter Jayesh is feeling the heat as he reshapes the railwayman's cap.
Traditionally, with a cap like this, you apply steam, and then it goes on the block, and you press the sides, both left and right, and that creates that bow and taper. So when the wearer wears the cap, it looks much more flattering, and it's hugging fit to the head. You see I'm holding it there. As it cools down, it'll give me that shape I'm looking for. So there we are. The structure is back in place, and I think the cap looks clean. I just hope that Harriet likes it.
Having spent a lifetime working on the railways, this cap was the signature look of Harriet's much-loved grandfather. And he passed his passion for trains on to her and her children.
There she is. Hello.
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 You all right?
Yes, thanks. Nice to see you again.
Hello there. Nice to see you too.
I'm excited.
Are you?
Really excited.
And what are you hoping he's done?
And just to make it look like a hat. Because it was a bit floppy last time. When I used to go see my granddad, you could see the badges. So just what it used to look like when my granddad wore it.
You ready?
Yeah, I think so.
Jess, do the honours.
Shall we?
Yeah.
Here we are.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness. Oh, you even cleaned up that little badge.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. That's incredible. I didn't know what to expect, but it wasn't that. And that surpasses everything. So thank you.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
It's an honour.
Is that how you remember it?
Yeah, that is.
That is.
That is.
Whew, OK.
That's amazing. I can't wait to show the family now.
Oh.
Wow. I didn't even know that was that shiny.
There was a tremendous layer of the soot, and that gradually came off.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Look at that.
Looks proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really is standing proud, definitely. Looks great.
I can't believe it's the same hat. I do love that we've kept that, though.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Big brains in our family.
There you go.
Big heads.
Yeah. So what journeys is it going to go on now? Where's it going?
We'll go on the North Yorkshire Moors Railway this summer. And we'll take it with us. Give a nod to Grandad. That's where his ashes are scattered.
Fantastic.
Lovely. Thank you. Honestly, thank you so much.
No, the honour is mine. Thank you.
Thank you.
You take care now.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
It feels amazing to have my granddad's hat back. I think my granddad would be really pleased that I'd got the hat repaired. He'd be really proud. We're going to show the family, keep it on display, get a little hat stand and keep the memories alive.